brutally mutilated Hollywood actress, January 15th, 1947. Los Angeles, a city shimmering with post-war optimism and dark undercurrents. The war was over. The studios churned out fantasies, and dreams bloomed in the California sun. But beneath the veneer of glamour, a predator stalked the streets. The body of a young woman was discovered in a vacant lot on South Norton Avenue. Bisected and grotesquely posed, she was naked, meticulously cleaned, and bore signs of unimaginable torture. The victim, Elizabeth Short, a 22-year-old aspiring actress, known to friends as Bait, and to the press now as the Black Dahlia. Her dreams of stardom had been cruelly extinguished, leaving behind a mystery that would grip the city in fear and fascination for decades. A lipstick message scrawled nearby hinted at a depraved mind, a twisted artist of death. The city held its breath, unaware that this was only the beginning of a descent into the darkest recesses of the human psyche. The details of the crime were horrifying. Elizabeth Short's body had been severed at the waist, a clean surgical cut suggesting medical knowledge. Her face was mutilated into a ghastly smile, a permanent mockery of happiness. Police investigators, led by Detective Harry Hansen, were confronted with a scene that defied comprehension. The press, sensing a sensational story, descended upon the city, amplifying the fear and speculation. Black Dahlia moniker, a macabre reference to popular film noir, was instantly iconic. But amidst the frenzy, crucial details began to emerge. Elizabeth Short had been drifting around Hollywood, a beautiful but vulnerable young woman caught between dreams and harsh realities. She was known for her dark hair, penchant for black clothing, and her fleeting relationships with men. This image, romanticized and sensationalized by the press, cast her as both victim and femme fatale, adding another layer of complexity to the already disturbing case. And the most ominous detail of all, a series of taunting letters and cryptic messages began arriving at newspapers and police headquarters, signed by someone claiming responsibility for the murder. The investigation quickly spiraled into a chaotic mess of dead ends and false leads. Hundreds of suspects were interviewed, each one scrutinized and then discarded. There were the obvious ones: disgruntled ex-boyfriends, predatory men who preyed on young hopefuls in Hollywood, and even opportunistic criminals hoping to bask in the notoriety of the case. The list included doctors, photographers, and even a few low-level studio employees. Each interview seemed to offer a glimmer of hope, a possible connection. But ultimately, they led nowhere. Rumors swirled around Hollywood, fueled by gossip and speculation. Some whispered that Elizabeth Short had been involved with organized crime. Others, that she had witnessed something she shouldn't have seen. The city became a breeding ground for paranoia, with everyone suspecting everyone else. But amidst the chaos, one name emerged repeatedly: Dr. George Hodel, a prominent Los Angeles physician with a reputation for eccentricity and a fascination with the macabre. Dr. George Hodel, a man of considerable wealth and influence, was a figure straight out of a pulp novel. A brilliant surgeon with a taste for the avant-garde, he moved in the highest circles of Los Angeles society, but behind the veneer of respectability lurked a darker side. He was known for his parties, his unconventional relationships, and his alleged obsession with sadomasochistic art. He became a prime suspect early in the investigation, but his connections and his carefully constructed alibi shielded him from intense scrutiny. However, police did discover a hidden room in his house, equipped with surgical tools and disturbing photographs. The photos, some of which were allegedly of Elizabeth Short, hinted at a disturbing obsession. But Hodel was never formally charged, and the investigation stalled, leaving a cloud of suspicion hanging over him. The case against him remained circumstantial, based largely on the circumstantial evidence and the testimony of a few disgruntled acquaintances. The world moved on, but the ghost of Elizabeth Short continued to haunt the city. Then, decades later, a bombshell. Steve Hodel, George Hodel's own son, a retired Los Angeles homicide detective, began his own investigation into his father's past, haunted by the rumors and inconsistencies surrounding the Black Dahlia case. He delved into his father's personal files, unearthing a trove of disturbing evidence. He found photographs, coded messages, and even audio tapes that suggested his father's guilt. The most damning evidence was a series of photographs of a woman resembling Elizabeth Short, posed in ways eerily similar to the crime scene. He also discovered that his father had been living in Hollywood at the time of the murder and had known Elizabeth Short, the son, a man who had dedicated his life to upholding the law, was now faced with the horrifying possibility that his own father was a cold-blooded killer. Steve Hodel's investigation turned the Black Dahlia case on its head. He meticulously documented his findings, presenting a compelling case against his father. He argued that George Hodel was not only capable of committing the murder, but that he had also meticulously planned and executed it. Steve Hodel's theory was that his father, a man obsessed with art and surgery, had seen Elizabeth Short as a canvas, a macabre masterpiece to be created and then destroyed. He believed that his father had used his medical knowledge to dissect her body and pose it in a way that mirrored his twisted artistic vision. But the most shocking revelation was the discovery of a coded message in one of George Hodel's letters, a message that Steve Hodel believed was a confession to the murder. But even with Steve Hodel's compelling evidence, the case remained officially unsolved. George Hodel had fled the country in the 1950s, living in Asia and the Philippines before eventually returning to the United States. He died in 1999, taking his secrets with him. The Los Angeles Police Department, faced with a cold case and the lack of concrete evidence, never reopened the investigation. Critics argued that Steve Hodel's evidence was circumstantial, based on interpretations and speculation. They pointed to the fact that there was no direct physical evidence linking George Hodel to the crime scene. But for Steve Hodel, the evidence was overwhelming. He believed that he had solved the mystery of the Black Dahlia, and he dedicated his life to sharing his findings with the world. The legacy of the Black Dahlia endures, not just as a gruesome crime, but as a cultural touchstone. Elizabeth Short, the aspiring actress who dreamed of fame, became a symbol of the dark side of Hollywood, a cautionary tale of dreams gone awry. Her murder has inspired countless books, movies, and television shows, each attempting to unravel the mystery and explore the depths of human depravity. But the true Elizabeth Short, the young woman behind the sensational headlines, remains elusive. She is remembered as a victim, but also as a symbol of hope and resilience. Her story continues to fascinate and disturb, reminding us of the fragility of life and the enduring power of evil. The crime became part of Hollywood's dark mythology, a permanent stain on the city's glittering facade. The irony of the Black Dahlia case is that Elizabeth Short achieved a level of fame in death that she never attained in life. Her name is known around the world, her image forever etched in the collective consciousness. But her story is a tragic one, a reminder that dreams can be shattered, and that the pursuit of fame can come at a terrible price. The Black Dahlia case remains a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most glamorous places. It stands as a testament to the power of obsession, the allure of the macabre, and the enduring mystery of the human heart.